Jennifer and Ben, their romance in the spotlight.
He opens the door, and it is a quilt of rose petals.
What J-Lo told Diane Sawyer, and what we uncovered about Ben's big breakup before he fell for Jennifer.
The truth of the matter is something that's really very simple.
Plus, the man who gave Jennifer Aniston a ring years before she met Brad.
It's an Irish love ring.
The persistent rumors about John F. Kennedy Jr. and his wife, Carolyn.
They were seriously talking about having a family.
Was she pregnant? Was their marriage on the rocks?
The day before that, John and Carolyn had a screaming fight.
A Home Improvement star's family feud.
At 16, I ran away.
His marriage to an older woman and the fight over his money.
Eminem in handcuffs, Bobby Brown's latest bust, and the verdict on Winona. Stars who find themselves on the wrong side of the law.
I just want to move on with my life.
The Hollywood casting couch.
You really want me to take my top off?
Indecent proposals.
Put out, or you don't get the job.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Do you find anyone that says no?
Hollywood's dirtiest divorces. James Gandolfini's bitter breakup. What this former playmate is saying about Lorenzo Lamas. And the shocking news Lynn Redgrave's husband kept from her.
This is perhaps the strangest divorce in Hollywood history.
As Entertainment Tonight reveals the secret behind Hollywood's headlines and scandals. The private lives of the stars often make front-page headlines, especially when it comes to affairs of the heart. Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Steiner.
And I'm Jan Carl. From Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck to Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt, when Hollywood couples are together, their romance is in the spotlight, but it isn't always easy when their relationships are played out in the press.
He opens the door, and it is just a blanket, a quilt of rose petals all over the whole entire house. And my song, Glad, was playing. And I walk in, and I was just like overwhelmed, like I wasn't expecting it. And I just start sobbing. I was like, oh my God.
ABC's Diane Sawyer landed the exclusive interview that aired on a special prime time in which Jennifer confirmed the two were engaged. Ben's mom helped set the scene for the proposal, which took place at his childhood home. And the bride-to-be happily showed off the nearly flawless 6.1-carat pink diamond engagement ring from Harry Winston that Ben helped design.
It's the most magnificent thing I've ever seen. He was like, I just wanted you to have something that nobody else would have.
The upcoming issue of GQ, on stands November 26th, offers further insight into the relationship of the star couple. Senior writer Lucy Kalin was a first-hand observer of how the two are together.
She really is the sort of person who wants, one incredibly special man in her life at any given time, and she tends to cap it off with a wedding.
Both Jennifer and Ben are veterans when it comes to high-profile love affairs. Between her marriage to first husband, Ohani Noah, and second husband, Chris Judd, Jennifer was deeply involved in a 3-year relationship with Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Sean said, "You are the woman he wants to marry." Did that surprise you that he said that publicly?
I think it surprised him that he said that.
Wow.
The music mogul's declaration of love sparked much speculation that the two would soon tie the knot. But Jennifer told me any talk of nuptials was a bit premature.
What do you think? Marriage in the future?
I don't know. I don't know right now. We're both, really focused on what we're doing. He's got a lot going on, so do I. And, we're just taking it day by day.
Combs had had some previous brushes with the law. Then in late December 1999, Jennifer was taken into custody along with her boyfriend after allegedly fleeing the scene of a Manhattan nightclub shooting in which 3 people were wounded. Jennifer was released without being charged. Sean was put on trial and eventually acquitted. But by then, the relationship had gone bust. Combs spoke to E.T. shortly after the verdict.
We started out as friends, we'll always be friends. I'll always love her, That's just the way it is, and I just wanted to be happy.
Ben had his own famous girlfriend. He and Gwyneth Paltrow dated for about a year. For the most part, they avoided the media's glare, not speaking about each other in public and arriving at events separately. That's how they attended the premiere of Gwyneth's 1998 film Sliding Doors. Ben spoke to E.T. after the screening, but not for long.
Glad to be here. It's really exciting, and it's really exciting for all these folks who made the movie. I think they should be really proud. Okay.
Soon after the two broke up, Ben attended a fight in Las Vegas. At the time, there was much tabloid speculation about the split.
The truth of the matter is something that's really very simple, that rumor and gossip is just part of the deal, and you just have to like kind of tune that out. And if I felt like badly about something, or if I felt, you know what I mean, then that would be hard. But the fact is that, you know, I'm all right.
Gwyneth may have wanted to keep her relationship with Ben private after the media storm that nearly swallowed her when she and Brad Pitt were an item. And interest in Brad's love life has only gotten stronger since dating and ultimately marrying Jennifer Aniston. They, too, try to keep their personal lives out of the public eye. Years before she married Brad, Jennifer had dated actor Tate Donovan. In 1997, he showed our Leonard Maltin a ring the two had exchanged.
It's a clotter ring, you know, it's an Irish love ring. And if you're, you know, committed, you wear it like that. And if you're not committed, you wear it pointing out. We gave them to each other on our first anniversary of going out, and not knowing who the other was going to give, we gave them the same gift. Really? Yeah, it was kismet.
For a time, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake were Hollywood's tightest twosome. The couple had been friends since their days on the new Mickey Mouse Club, and both saw their careers skyrocket at about the same time. It seemed like the perfect match, each understanding what the other was going through.
It's cool, man. I'm very proud. I'm a proud boyfriend.
In February of this year, Justin accompanied Britney to the premiere of her debut movie, Crossroads.
You know, I don't think she wanted to do a movie just to do a movie. I think it's a great project. Just watching it from the outside, I think it was very organic for her.
But after 3 years of making beautiful music together, the relationship hit a sour note. Neither would reveal exactly what came between them, but rumors persist that infidelity was a factor in the breakup. And neither has gone public with a new romance. But Justin has been linked to Alyssa Milano, Britney, to Backstreet Boy Nick Carter. But he set the record straight to E.T.
I'm not dating Britney. I mean, she's a cool girl and all, but nah, I ain't dating her.
Last year, Tara Reid and Carson Daly had to endure a very public breakup. The two met in February 2000 on the set of an MTV show in Cancun. By October, the couple was engaged and happy to share their good news.
He's the most romantic guy in the world.
A little softy, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's totally softy.
But within 6 months, plans for a wedding had been postponed.
The one thing that we know is that we're always going to be together. We know that.
Tara said it was because they're both busy with their careers. Soon, they were a couple no more.
I'm doing great. I've never been happier. When something's not right, it's not right.
Many stars tie the knot and then split up. Coming up later, Hollywood's dirtiest divorces.
It's ugly, and it's a shame, but it works.
What happens when star couples fight it out in public?
I put up with a whole lot.
The Oscar winner's wife who called a news conference. The Sopranos star whose dirty laundry ended up in print. The primetime star who claims his wife beat him up.
John F. Kennedy Jr. and the new revelations about his wife, Carolyn.
She had started using Botox to prevent wrinkles in her forehead.
Eminem's arrest. Johnny Depp's rampage.
Johnny, what happened?
Stars on the wrong side of the law.
Actresses who have been propositioned for parts.
It's Hollywood, baby.
True stories from the Hollywood casting couch.
Plus, a home improvement star's bitter family feud.
They blew a lot of money.
It's so hard to go through this.
As Entertainment Tonight uncovers the secrets behind Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
I think arthritis can change the way you perceive yourself, if you let it. The trick is, don't let it.
Move over, Aleve. This is Tylenol arthritis pain. A different Tylenol. Just 2 caplets in the morning have the strength to last all day, with safety that can't be beat.
Arthritis pain? Don't we have better things to do?
Bottom line is, you're going to have fun in the Walmart home entertainment department. If it's a new game, I've got to have it. I'd say eat, sleep, games. You can be an action hero. You can be a race car driver. You can do it right here at Walmart. We got all the newest stuff, I'm telling you.
Music is what we all have in common. It keeps you fresh. It keeps you alive.
We got new releases every Tuesday, man. It's there.
That's my dream, to make movies. I always want the greatest, the latest movie.
DVD, VHS, new release movies every Tuesday. We have the latest computer software. Low prices, that's without a doubt.
If you've
made the important decision to quit smoking. Call the American Cancer Society and join millions of others for the 26th annual Great American Smokeout on November 21st. It took me years to finally quit. Unlike me, you now have effective tools to quit, including FDA-approved products and telephone support through the American Cancer Society. I wouldn't play golf without the right clubs in my bag. To stop smoking, you need the right tools, too.
Brought to you by Nicoderm CQ and Nicorette.
Eat up your veggies, Reggie. Try the spaghetti, Eddie.
You're learning to feed yourself. Good thing your new Pocket Dipsters have a stay-open pocket and leak-proof lining. New Pocket Dipsters.
Everybody's clean when they eat at my house.
Healthy Choice introduces mixed grills. Tender grilled chicken with seared-in flavor, tangy barbecue dipping sauce, and crisp vegetables. Everything you love about a grilled meal without the grill. New mixed grills from Healthy Choice.
Welcome back as Entertainment Tonight uncovers Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
Eminem once found himself in the headlines after a run-in with the police. Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp also know what it's like to be busted. Stars who find themselves on the wrong side of the law have to face both the legal system and the media.
I'll ask the clerk to read the verdicts in this matter.
This moment, as the whole world watched, ended with Winona's name being read in a context as far away from any award show podium as one could get.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Winona Ryder, guilty of the crime of vandalism.
With felony convictions for vandalism and grand theft, Ryder joins an A-list of stars.
I just got to keep going.
The media scrutiny at the Beverly Hills courthouse was intense from the start. At one point, Winona claims the crush of cameras caused an injury to her arm. But will the guilty verdicts cause an injury to her career? The jury is still out on that one.
The American public is generally forgiving, but again, that you don't want to look like she thinks she's above the law.
So sad that it's played itself out that much and that it's gotten that much attention, but, you know, I hope she's okay.
This is a matter of People versus Marshall Mathers.
Marshall Mathers. Eminem has had his share of dates on a courtroom calendar.
Recalling the matter of People versus Mathers.
But judging from this reaction at 8 Mile's premiere, not to mention the 60+ million that the film has made in a week, various weapon violation convictions in 2001 haven't hurt him in the eyes of his fans. After all, the rap artist has long been criticized for violence in his lyrics.
I'm not a role model.
After receiving 2 years probation for one gun charge last year, Eminem appeared relieved.
Treating like any other human being in this case. And we're just glad to get this over with.
The charge stemmed from a fight outside this nightclub near Detroit where Eminem reportedly saw another man kiss his wife, Kimberly. The two have had a stormy relationship. Kim attempted suicide at one point. That's her with bandages on her arms. When asked about their split-up, Eminem wasn't talking.
I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm not even going to comment on it.
But now the fans are commenting with their support, such as this recent TRL appearance.
You a little overwhelmed? A lot overwhelmed, but
clearly his voice speaks to a nation of kids.
And with just 5 months left on probation and after a reconciliation with his wife, Eminem may have put his troubles behind him. 17-year-old soprano star Robert Eiler's trouble started in this Manhattan park a year ago July when he was arrested with 3 others for robbery. He was also accused of marijuana possession. In the midst of a barrage of bad publicity, his castmates stood behind him.
He's fine. He's innocent. He'll be all right.
I'm sure that everyone in their own way in the cast of Sopranos will have their talk with Robert.
After pleading guilty to a misdemeanor larceny charge this April, Robert told us he was glad it was over.
They stuck me with some probation time, and then that's it. It's good to finally get it behind me and move on.
Johnny, what happened?
In 1994, Johnny Depp was arrested for trashing his $1,200 a night suite at this hotel. But Depp avoided the potential daily media battles outside court by simply agreeing to pay for damages. Criminal mischief charges were dropped.
When you're talking about an actor who might have assaulted a piece of furniture.
Bobby Brown's tearful reunion with his wife Whitney Houston in 2000 followed his release after serving time for probation violation. Over the years, he was arrested for lewd conduct, drug possession, aggravated assault, various traffic and DUI charges. But Bobby seemed ready to move on.
I go home to enjoy my summer with my kids, to work on my life, you know?
Then, just last week, after arrests for drug and traffic charges, as well as failing to appear on earlier charges, Brown was saying almost the same thing.
I'm a good person, and, you know, I just want to just move on with my life.
Coming up, Hollywood's casting couch.
It did really make me kind of sick to my stomach.
The actresses who were told to put out or get out.
I said, well, you know, I don't think that that's appropriate, and I don't think I should do that. He said, you know, it might get you the job.
As Entertainment Tonight uncovers the secrets behind Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
Presenting the Albertsons Preferred Savings Card, a better way to save. In fact, it's like putting money in your wallet. This week at Albertsons. Use your preferred card for buy one, get one free savings throughout the store on items like Albertsons half-gallon ice cream. Buy one, get one free with preferred card. And Nabisco snack crackers. Buy one, get one free with preferred card. Looking for a better way to save? Albertsons. It's your store.
You set your goal.
Now you need money to make it happen.
Get the money to pay for college in the Army National Guard.
Visit us at www.1800GoGuard.com.
Ignore them, they're chicken people.
Dublin, Ohio is a town divided between Wendy's Chicken Bacon Swiss.
Frank, a cheeseburger? Oh, what are you thinking?
And Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger.
I don't see why you can't like both.
What are you eating there, Jimmy? Nothing. Each have hickory smoked bacon and Swiss, so you can't go wrong.
Chicken lover.
Wendy's, it's better here.
Carpet Carl at Mary's Carpet Warehouse just received a truckload of carpet closeouts. $25 yard carpets selling for only $10 a yard, all with 12 months free interest.
We buy rolls so you pay less at Marion's Carpet.
Dial 503 Carpets.
Monday on Entertainment Tonight. The CSI Miami episode that mirrors the Beltway sniper.
I've got 7 people that say they heard a shot.
One shot for all 3 victims.
Then, a Raymond star on our set.
I'm Doris Roberts with Raymond Secrets for ET viewers only.
A friend star's marriage and what Courtney Cox Arquette told in style about Jennifer. Then, Princess Diana's butler, what he's revealing now to 2020.
I've been doing it for years.
Plus, we go one-on-one with George Clooney and Hollywood's latest baby boom. That's Monday.
Welcome back to Entertainment Tonight as we reveal the secrets behind Hollywood's headlines and scandals. Long whispered about behind closed doors, trading sex for roles has been going on for decades. And the Hollywood casting couch is still very much a reality.
I was so horrified, and he said, look, basically, if you don't do this, you're never going to make it in this business.
I was one that said no, and I wouldn't stand for it while a lot of girls around me were doing it.
I knew right off the start he seemed like a pretty sleazy kind of guy, and he really wanted me to take my top off.
The casting couch is part of Hollywood legend, and many think that business was only done like that in the old days. E.T. spoke with several actresses who say it is alive and well.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding? Do you find anyone that says no?
CSI Miami's Emily Proctor won't divulge details, but says she was often forced to reject the less than pleasant offers of work.
And my dad always said to me, when you get out there, just don't cower to anybody.
Her father even provided a little help should she need to extricate herself from any lunch or dinner meetings that turned bad.
And he gave me a credit card, and he said, if you are ever in any doubt that you think you might owe somebody anything for a situation that you had thought in advance to be business,
He said, you put it on this credit card, and I will never ask you a question about it. And I'll have to say, the first year, that credit card bill was a little heavy.
Christine Lahti may be a star now, but earlier in her career, she was stunned by a prospective manager's offer.
I was trying to get a commercial because I was sick of waitressing, and he offered me 2 national spots. And I said, oh, great, when do I have to audition? He said, you don't? I don't have to audition? I said, no, you got him. And then it slowly dawned on me what he was a pimp, and I was going to have to sleep with these directors to get these supposedly national commercials.
Lahti says she walked out of the meeting and began to cry.
And he named 5 actresses who were like big stars, and he said, this one slept her way to the top, this one did, they all did, and if you don't, you're not going to make it because you're not that special. You don't know anybody in the business, and face it.
Model turned successful entrepreneur Kathy Ireland was just 17 and on her first job in New York when a photographer took her to the beach for a shoot.
I asked him what time we were going to be back in the city that night, and he said, oh, not tonight. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We're not going to go back until the end of the week because I don't feel like driving back and forth. He's like, but I got us a hotel, and there's only 1 room, and there's also only 1 bed.
She called a friend who drove out and brought her back to the city.
It did really make me kind of sick to my stomach about the whole thing. They try to see what they can get away with, and a lot of them, they try to manipulate you when you're young and naive.
Heather Thomas had to fend off advances as well.
As far as producers and directors, they usually waited until I was out in the parking lot to hit on me, but I was never told, you know, put out or you don't get the job. I had offers of jewelry, but not of parts.
Jenny McCarthy wrote about her experience in her book, Gen X. She objected to Steven Seagal's handling of her audition for Under Siege 2.
And he kept telling me how beautiful my soul was. And you're going, oh, come on.
Jenny wrote that Seagal asked her to take off her dress.
He says, you know, there was some sexual kind of stuff in the movie, and he, you know, I was dressed kind of dumpy, you know, because I tend to dress casual. So, well, I did with auditions. And he said, you know, maybe you can stand up and turn around and show me a little bit of yourself, which I think is ridiculous. So I told him to go buy the video because it's on sale.
Mimi Lesios was a martial arts champ making a move into acting when she auditioned for an action film.
A director had me do some, you know, spin kicks and some, you know, boxing here and there. And then he came up to me and said, how would you like to do an improv, you know, dialogue scene? And I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to. And he said, after the scene, I want you to grab my crotch. And he said, and I really want you to do it. And I said, well, you know, I don't think that that's appropriate, and I don't think I should do that. He said, you know, it might get you the job.
Stephanie Beaton now produces her own horror films, but remembers the come-on from a well-known actor-producer.
Next thing I know, he picks up my arm and he goes, oh, you smell, you need a shower, like that. I'm like, excuse me? And he says, you smell, you need a shower, and, you know, let's go take a shower. And that's when I hit him. I just ducked him at that point.
Actresses Hetty Popson and Stacey Wilson faced it too.
I was in an audition with the director, and it was that kind of a situation. Oh, that was the best reading I've seen all day. Could you just take your top off?
He said, I'll give you whatever you want. I'll give you any play, any movie, any TV show you want. I'll produce it. I'll give you all the money. I'll give you this house, whatever you want. But you just have to have sex with me whenever I want.
They said no thanks, but the casting couch remains as long as young women keep moving to Hollywood.
These guys take advantage of very vulnerable girls, women who really want, you know, to get ahead and have no idea how to do it, no connections, no family in the business, and so they kind of take advantage of that.
Coming up,
we've gone our separate ways. The home improvement star who ran away from home to marry an older woman.
Our wedding was kind of crazy.
And I'll tell you how he's spending his sitcom fortune.
as Entertainment Tonight uncovers the secrets behind Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
I'm not afraid to shine, and I owe it all to Superior Preference by L'Oreal, the translucent fade-resistant hair color in a shine-extending formula. See, Preference Gel seals in true living color, color that won't fade out, plus 6 weeks of deep conditioning. with special shine magnifiers that extend the life of your shine. For a lot more shining moments. Superior preference from L'Oreal Paris in a shine-extending formula. Fade-resistant color that shines. Because you're worth it.
Tough heartburn? Try Extra Strength Mylanta. Nothing's faster or more soothing than Extra Strength Mylanta, the liquidator.
My brother Danny and me. He got a new truck. I got a bigger one. I've got a family. He's got a bigger one. Then my doctor tells me to start taking an aspirin every day for my heart. Just one tiny little St. Joseph aspirin. So maybe bigger isn't always better. Try telling him that.
See the limited edition 007 Ford Thunderbird in Die Another Day.
Just as Spider-Man spins his web, the Crest Spin Brush spins a superior clean, rescuing citizens from ordinary brushing. Introducing the Crest Spider-Man Spin Brush. Oh, what a superior clean we weave.
Okay, go.
Why can't I shake this thing?
Because it's tracking your body.
When your body heat rises, Degree kicks in the clutch.
Healthy Choice introduces mixed grills. Tender grilled chicken with seared-in flavor, tangy barbecue dipping sauce, and crisp vegetables. Everything you love about a grilled meal without the grill. New mixed grills from Healthy Choice.
Welcome back as Entertainment Tonight uncovers Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
LeAnn Rimes has sold millions of albums and won 2 Grammy Awards. In 2000, she sued her father, Wilbur Rimes, claiming that he and another co-manager built her and her company out of more than $7 million over a period of 5 years. Her father then filed a countersuit against her company. Later, LeAnn resolved her legal battle with her dad over the millions just in time for him to give her away at her February 2002 wedding to dancer Dean Charamet.
When Tara Noah Smith starred as Tim Allen's youngest son on Home Improvement, he was just 7 years old and already making thousands of dollars every week. Our Maria Menounos is here to explain how all that money led to a family feud. Maria?
Thanks, Mark. Home Improvement made the young star a millionaire, but Smith battled bitterly with his parents over control of his money. Now he's of legal age, married, and has come into his sitcom fortune.
At 16, I ran away and lived in places like Maui and Kansas and couch surfed around LA and didn't return here until I was 18.
After Home Improvement left the air, Taran fled his family because he wanted to control his own life. But living on the road wasn't easy. He did odd jobs to make ends meet while his parents were the trustees of the $1.5 million nest egg he earned on the hit show. Against his parents' wishes, he married Heidi Van Pelt, who is 16 years his senior. But once he celebrated his 18th birthday, everything became his, including this Los Angeles home.
This is my house that I bought as a child, but it was in my mom's name. And when I turned 18, it was transferred over. So now I'm here and starting to make my mark.
The house had been where Taran and his family lived while he was shooting the sitcom and was paid for with his earnings.
I bought the house and was making the payments on it, but California law doesn't allow minors to own a property. So we kind of had to, in order to justify why my money was paying for a house in my mom's name, we had a court order that said, you know, that it was my house when I turned 18. So unfortunately, my parents tried to sell the house before I turned 18 to try to take the profit, but I was able to stop that.
Taran is bitter about how his parents managed his money when he was still a minor. When he was 17, he tried to gain control of his fortune, but was unsuccessful. He told us that once his assets were transferred, he cut ties to his parents.
I don't really keep in touch. We've gone our separate ways, and it's definitely a good thing that that's happening. think the last time I saw them was actually in court, so. But I'm perfectly fine with that. It's, you know, my life is going in a completely different direction than theirs.
David and Candy Smith told us in 2001, while Taryn was still fighting them for his money, they had always had their son's best interest at heart.
All of our motives have been because we love him. Right now, we think he's in peril. And we want him to come back to the family.
We love him so much. It's so hard to go through this.
Taryn's parents believed his new wife had lied about her age and then had taken him away from them.
We found out later that she wasn't 24, she was 32. And that she began from the very beginning influencing him in terms of, you should be free, you should be on your own, you should be making your own decisions.
But today, Taryn and Heidi seem very happy, although he admits it was bizarre moving into the house where he had once lived with his parents.
It was a little strange when I first got in here. It still had all the marks of, you know, that whole part of my life. And especially the whole last year, it had gotten pretty bad. I mean, my parents and I were pretty much just constantly fighting, and it was, you know, it was kind of a war every day.
I felt like I was in an insane asylum. It was pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, not to mention, you know, just the energy from the mom who hates me dearly.
Taryn and Heidi eloped last year in Kansas, where he could legally wed before he turned 18.
Our wedding was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was actually in the back of the law office. See, the whole goal of our wedding was to be legally airtight, because we knew it was going to come under challenge, that, you know, my parents were going to try to fight it and everything.
Knowing that many would question Heidi's motives for marrying a much younger but wealthy young man, the two drew up a prenuptial agreement.
Not only for ourselves, but just for everyone else that doubts our marriage and doubts her intentions and things like that. We have a very sound prenuptial agreement.
The two have opened up their house to artists who display their works and are transforming it into an environmentally sound dwelling. Heidi has her own apparel line where she makes garments out of old clothes, and Taryn makes furniture.
This is a table that I created. Everything here is recycled.
Taryn has formed his own nonprofit organization that renovates and remodels homes in an eco-friendly way. And while he wants to become a father someday, Heidi's still debating parenthood.
She didn't even want kids before she met me. I've kind of convinced her that someday we should have kids.
He's still convincing me.
Yeah, I should
He's not
say.
convinced me yet.
This is a gem car. It is a completely electric car. All you have to do is plug it into the wall.
While some young men might have blown their fortune on sports cars, Taryn purchased this electric car and a hybrid car that uses little gasoline. But he and Heidi do plan to dip into his millions to buy a sailboat so they can travel with 20 of their friends to start a new life in New Zealand. He believes he will manage his money wisely.
Honestly, if I hadn't run away and, you know, lived on my own, I would have had no idea what to do with money. And, you know, it was something that my parents didn't teach me. They really didn't have any concept themselves. That's why, you know, they blew a lot of money.
And as far as reconciling with his parents, Taryn sees little hope.
I don't think it's possible. I mean, it's just severe personality differences that, you know, just don't make it. It just probably won't work, you know. And it's sad when that happens, but it does happen. You know, parents and children are, you know, extremely different and just, you know, won't really get along.
Well, I think anything is possible. It really depends on if they want to reach out to him, because he's reached out to them many times. You know, I think people can change, so I think there's hope.
Taryn tells us he does stay in touch with his TV dad, Tim Allen, and TV brother, Zachary Ty Bryan.
Coming up next, the JFK Jr. rumors.
I don't believe that she was, in fact, pregnant.
What's being said about John and Carolyn today?
A lot of stories out there in the tabloids about Carolyn's supposed cocaine addiction.
And what may have been his last phone call.
She just said, matter-of-factly, be careful, and he said, don't worry.
As Entertainment Tonight uncovers the secrets behind Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
Sunday, Oscar winner William Hurt in the conclusion of Master Spy. Robert Hansen will give away America's most damaging secrets and take even greater risks.
You will not panic. You are superior.
Then, an unbelievable chain of events.
We have a tape of a phone conversation.
Will finally blow his cover.
I don't need to hear it again. I know his voice. You know what we have to do.
See how it happened.
Who are you playing with?
Master Spy, the Robert Hansen story. CBS Sunday.
So if I use you, can you get me discounts on hotels, attractions,
Not even shopping? Next! Very nice, but do you come with a full-service travel agency? Didn't think so. No roadside assistance. Bye-bye. So, AAA guy, you do all that, plus car and homeowner's insurance? Wow. What else? Oh, a star is born. AAA, join now and avoid the crowds, because membership means more.
Jared's here, and he's eating a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki. That I can't miss.
Sounds delicious.
I'm on my way. It's a hot dinner idea from Subway. Delicious tender chicken teriyaki served hot and topped with a tangy sweet onion sauce.
Hey, these are wow. Look, are you ready for this? Check it out. Exciting. Let's go.
I need a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki, please.
Can't blame him.
Subway, eat fresh.
Come into Subway today and enjoy a hot, hearty, delicious bowl of soup with your favorite sandwich. Subway. Eat fresh.
You want a new mattress, a name brand mattress, and you only want to spend $99? Then come to Sleep Country's $99 mattress event. Right now, get a Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, or Pacific mattress, twin, full, queen, or king for just $99 each piece when you buy the complete set. But only for a limited time. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Here's the dirt on the Nissan Xterra. You see, it's got this basket that holds just about anything you can throw at it. Or in it. Or near it. We think a gear basket's a great way to top off an Xterra. Get 0.9% financing on every new 2003 Xterra at your Nissan dealer now.
Welcome back as Entertainment Tonight uncovers Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
Before his death in 1999, John F. Kennedy Jr. was seen by many as the heir to Camelot. With his beautiful wife, Carolyn, he seemed poised to enter political life himself. There are still many unanswered questions that remain after his death, and the rumors about John Jr. continue to swirl. One of the most startling reports claimed that Carolyn was expecting a baby and that a bottle of prenatal vitamins washed ashore in the days following the fatal crash.
I don't believe that she was, in fact, pregnant.
Boston Herald columnist Gail Thie says this rumor simply has no merit.
I don't think there would be any upside to the Kennedys trying to cover up a pregnancy at the time of her death, but I do believe that they were getting ready to have a family. That was the next logical step in their relationship.
Author Christopher Anderson, who penned the book The Day John Died, agrees.
For the first time, they were seriously talking about having a family, and friends say that as one of them put it, children were imminent in their future.
In fact, John and Carolyn had already decided that if they had a son, his name would not have been John F. Kennedy III.
Never. As a matter of fact, he already had a name picked out. The name was Flynn. He didn't want to saddle a child of his with the name John F. Kennedy III.
John and Carolyn spent the night before the crash apart. John got a room at the Stanhope Hotel, while Carolyn was at home at their Tribeca loft.
Immediately, this fueled rumors that the marriage was on the rocks. What we do know is that the day before that, John and Carolyn had a screaming fight inside the offices of George Magazine. What I'm told is that this was just the normal thing for them.
Richard Blow, author of the book American Son, witnessed the argument and told me that Carolyn's presence at the office was often unwelcome.
She wasn't wanted there. Not always. And in large part, that was because Carolyn was such a distraction.
To John or to the staff?
Well, to everyone. I mean, she had so much energy, and she was so fun to be around. And the only problem is, I mean, she's the boss's wife. It's hard to disagree with her.
Blow claims Carolyn was, at times, jealous, high-strung, and had strong opinions over things like whether or not celebrities such as Cindy Crawford or Madonna should appear on the magazine's cover.
You know, it couldn't have been easy to be Carolyn Bessette. She's got the whole world looking at her thinking, what did this woman do to win the heart of John Kennedy, the world's most eligible bachelor? And nobody knew who Carolyn was.
That quickly changed following their marriage in 1996. The intense media scrutiny was reportedly one of the biggest problems their marriage faced. Rumors that Carolyn found solace in cocaine are unfounded.
There have been a lot of posthumous character assassination lately, and a lot of stories out there in the tabloids about Carolyn's supposed cocaine addiction, and found no evidence of that whatsoever. She did use antidepressants, basically to cope with this tremendous press coverage and this onslaught of interest. It was very difficult for her to constantly be in the spotlight.
When John first encountered Carolyn, he was involved with someone more accustomed to the media glare, Daryl Hannah.
John met Carolyn Bessette while shopping for a suit at Calvin Klein, and there was a period there where John was torn. He did not want to cheat on Daryl, and yet he was becoming more and more intrigued by this beautiful young woman, Carolyn Bessette, who reminded him very much of his mother. She was where Daryl was perhaps a little flaky and informal, this woman was, Carolyn was extremely sophisticated, intelligent, well-read, and somewhat aloof. She played a little hard to get.
It has also been reported that Carolyn was very concerned about her looks.
Carolyn had to be very careful about her weight. She had started using Botox to prevent wrinkles in her forehead, all of which she cheerfully admit to you. I mean, she would sort of joke about it and say, oh, my God, you don't believe what I have to do now.
Most people agree, however, that at the time of their death, the couple's relationship was on an upswing.
I know that you're all trying to do your job, and I appreciate that, but if you could give Carolyn as much privacy and room as possible, that would be great.
A new TV movie, America's Prince, the John F. Kennedy Jr. story, airing in January on TBS, stars newcomer Christopher Polaha as John and Ally McBeal's Portia de Rossi as Carolyn. For the actors, the heartbreaking knowledge of how the story ends made for an experience both insightful and haunting.
Yeah, it is a little eerie from time to time. These are two people who really should still be alive, and it's sad.
I will try my hardest to bring in the humility and the sensitivity and the compassion that this man lived by, because ultimately, he cared so much.
Spatial disorientation caused by a thick haze is listed as the official cause of the crash, with many suggesting that John's inexperience as a pilot played a part. Just a few weeks earlier, he was involved in another flying accident.
He kind of made a mistake and crashed this ultralight plane that he had and actually banged up his leg pretty badly.
Anderson believes there were many things John could have done to change his fate.
I mean, John probably shouldn't have been flying with a broken foot, or a foot that the cast had just been taken off the day before. He should have radioed for help. Another sad and tragic irony is that all he had to do with this very sophisticated Piper Saratoga he was flying was push 2 buttons, and the automatic pilot would have been turned on, and it would have actually landed itself.
It's likely that his last phone call was to his sister, Carolyn.
She just said, matter-of-factly, be careful, and he said, don't worry, I won't take any chances.
Richard Blow would last see John just hours before his final flight.
I looked at him and looked at his foot, which was clearly giving him pain, and I made a little joke. I said, John, just don't crash, okay? It's one of those things you wish you could take back.
But perhaps the biggest question the world is left to ponder is whether or not John would have followed in his famous father's political footsteps.
I do believe that ultimately he believed his destiny to run for the Senate and fulfill his family's legacy of public service.
Coming up next, Hollywood's dirtiest divorces.
I think the marriage would have had a better chance if we hadn't been stars.
What happens when star couples break up and the mud starts flying?
I filed the restraining order for a really good reason. I was being abused by this man.
As Entertainment Tonight uncovers the secrets behind Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
Which taxi star once worked as a hairdresser? Is it Tony Danza, Danny DeVito, or Mary Lou Henner? Your answers coming up in the E.T. Weekend Birthdays. Closed captioning provided by...
We brought the green bean casserole. We brought the green bean casserole.
The holidays aren't complete without a green bean casserole made with French's French fried onions.
See the limited edition 007 Ford Thunderbird in Die Another Day.
When it comes to hair color, do you trust your astrologer? I see blonde. Or trust your instincts, natural instincts? With 100% pure aloe, chamomile, and ginseng, it's 100% pure you. No visible roots, no ammonia.
So beautiful.
Your hair looks healthier, even shinier than before you colored it.
Oh, wow.
So, for healthier looking color,
You trust your instincts.
natural instincts from Clairol.
Introducing Morgan, Tim, Heidi, Julia, and Jay, ready for action. And also introducing Tamira, Nikki, RJ, Ryan, and Christina. On your marks, let's play Family Fleece.
Name one gift that drives girls wild.
Leopard print pullovers. They're perfect for girls and babies.
Survey says Performance Fleece leopard print pullovers.
Meow.
Performance Fleece leopard print pullovers are just $14 to $16.50 for girls and baby girls. Wardrobe courtesy of Old Navy.
Now on Disney DVD and Video, bring home 2 holiday treasures. First, it's the movie critics call wonderfully enchanting that recaptures the magic and charm of the original.
What a beautiful day it is.
Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. Then get ready for a new Pooh classic that's a fun-filled holiday adventure for the whole family.
Elf, take a ring. Making spirits bright.
Disney's Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. Own them both on Disney DVD and Video today.
Merry Christmas.
My friend came over to surprise me, and she began to tell me how she got these new IQView 2 contact lenses.
They are like so easy to put on. It was so easy to get out.
Does it hurt? No, not at all. Of course I wanted them.
What? You're gonna get them.
And I just couldn't wait to go. We went to the eye doctor. They figured out my prescription and put them on for me. I couldn't even feel them.
Wow. Can you see?
Yes, I love them. My vision is perfect. I just feel like this is me.
Make sure you ask for AccuView 2 contact lenses.
Welcome back as Entertainment Tonight uncovers Hollywood's headlines and scandals.
When high-profile marriages break up, famous husbands and wives often find their dirty laundry aired both in court and in the papers. From The Sopranos' James Gandolfini to Lorenzo Lamas, Hollywood's dirtiest divorces always make headlines. James Gandolfini is going through a messy divorce this year with wife of 3 years, Marcy. Marcy has reportedly accused him of doing cocaine, and tabloids claim she was going to name the name of his famous friends who did cocaine with him.
We've known that lots of stars have had, various drug and rehab treatments, but we didn't know about James Gandolfini, so that was fairly shocking.
The Sopranos star later admitted he had done drugs in the past, but his spokesperson said to bring it up now is just reprehensible. Their divorce is not yet final, and neither is that of Lorenzo Lamas and Shauna Sand, filed last month.
Shauna is a fantasy for me. I'm so happy. I've never been happier in my life.
Yeah, I deny that.
We were there after they first met and when they got married 6 years ago. But their split has become bitter, with Lorenzo accusing her of battery against him and of hurting their 4-year-old daughter, Alexandra. She, in turn, has accused him of asking her to become an escort for men or to become a stripper to generate money. She also claims he hit their 3-year-old daughter, Victoria. As of right now, the judge has sided with Lorenzo and given him a restraining order against her.
I put up with a whole lot, and for nearly 6 years, and I have his 2 children. So I filed the restraining order for a really good reason. I was being abused by this man, and he filed it just so he would look better to the press.
Petra Dawn Cherniak was Billy Bob Thornton's 4th wife. She accused him of battery, held this odd news conference with his Oscar in 1997, just weeks after appearing with him at the Academy Awards, where he won for writing Sling Blade.
When you're involved in an abusive relationship, the abuser oftentimes controls the abused, and that was basically the position I had. I left that house. I left all my belongings behind like a lot of abused women do.
Billy Bob denied all her accusations and went on later to marry 5th wife Angelina Jolie. Their divorce this year has been a more low-key affair.
I made a decision not to speak out about it.
Parker Stevenson and Kirstie Alley have remained mum on their 1997 split. The court papers revealed a lot about their war over assets and their 2 children.
When Parker Stevenson got divorced from Kirstie Alley, he said he needed $25,000 just to throw a Halloween party.
Stevenson sought $75,000 a month in spousal support. Court documents revealed their lavish lifestyle, including nightly masseuses and spending approximately $30,000 to $40,000 for Christmas gifts each year.
His career was sort of just okay. Hers was fabulous at the time, and he got a lot of money.
Stevenson says they still keep in touch.
It's a relationship, that really is around the kids, decisions about the kids, discussions about the kids,
One of the more bizarre cases was the 1999 split between Lynn Redgrave and her husband of 32 years, John Clark.
This is perhaps the strangest divorce in Hollywood history.
It turned out that he fathered a son, Zachary, with a former assistant, but they didn't tell Lynn about it. The assistant married Lynn and John's son, Benjamin, and they considered the boy a grandchild, until Clark revealed the truth. He claimed to me that she wasn't upset about it, but only became angry when a tabloid threatened to take the story public.
What was her immediate reaction when you told her about Zachary, that you were really Zach's dad?
Oh, she was pleased. We both burst into tears, actually. And she was pleased. She said, it's wonderful.
But that's not how it looked. She had him barred from attending the SAG Awards that year, where she was a nominee.
I'm not inside because my wife, who might get an award, is busy divorcing me, and she voided my ticket.
Lynn also came to the house and removed her personal belongings.
There's our wedding picture. Lynn didn't, for some reason, want to take that with her.
Their divorce was final December of 2000.
I've not done anything to Lynn that's unforgivable, and she's not done anything to me that's unforgivable.
Rosie filed for divorce.
Roseanne filed for divorce twice from Tom Arnold in 1994. There had been rumors that he was involved in an affair with assistant Kim Silva. But in a bizarre twist, Roseanne and Tom married Kim in a publicity stunt. Tom claimed that there was no affair with Silva.
The problems in our relationship are between Rosie and I, and don't have anything to do with Kim.
Roseanne never spoke publicly about the divorce, but after recently divorcing third husband, Ben Thomas, she told me that she was through with men.
I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life. I am. For real. For real, I swear.
I think the marriage would have had a better chance if we hadn't been stars.
Other dirty divorces include that of Pamela and Tommy Lee, who are still going through a bitter custody battle over their children, and Jean-Claude Van Damme and wife Darcy Lapierre. They had a son together before she filed for divorce twice, relented, and then in 1997 filed for a third time. Charles and Diana stunned the world with their divorce in 1996 and all the claims of infidelity.
She became very public, and then she started talking about him in the press and becoming miserable and being anorexic and bulimic.
Diana got a $26 million settlement. Last year, Bryant Gumbel's wife, June, got a divorce, claiming Bryant was a serial adulterer.
I believe in the end she won a New York apartment. She won $5 million.
And Linda Hamilton may have been entitled to at least half of husband James Cameron's multi-million-dollar fortune in their 1998 divorce. They did not go public with their split, as many others have.
It's ugly, and it's a shame, but it worked.
Titanic director James Cameron certainly knows a thing or two about the breakup of a marriage. He's been divorced 4 times. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Willamette River, mighty, majestic, and polluted. Wilsonville gets their water directly from the Willamette River. But what's in it? Monday, and only on 6 Investigation, we put their tap water to the test and compare our findings to water from the Bull Run Reservoir and the bottled H2O you find in your supermarket. Does Oregon have a drinking problem? You might be surprised as we go testing the waters. Monday on KOIN 6 News at 6. Complete, clear local news coverage.
Over 3 million tires in stock. The West's largest selection. Small car, large pickup, SUV, studded or studless. Where? Your Les Schwab Tire Center. All-season tires starting at $19.95. Snow tires as low as $24.99. To save time and money, let us put them on snow wheels. For extra traction, ask about Quick Fit chains. Batteries, too, for cold winter starts. Les Schwab, winter at its worst. Can't match Les Schwab at its best.
Today's forecast, dry, itchy skin. And for me, ordinary moisturizers don't relieve it. But Creamy Rich Gold Bond Lotion has 5 soothing moisturizers. Plus, it's medicated to stop the itch. Gold Bond Lotion.
In the mood for a cold treat? Now at Baskin-Robbins, get 2 pre-packed quarts for $6. Then pick up Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron on DVD or video.
Your pet's same exact heartworm and flea medications delivered to your home, saving you time and money. 1-800-PET-MEDS. We deliver savings and convenience.
Monday on Entertainment Tonight. The CSI Miami episode that mirrors the Beltway sniper.
I've got 7 people that say they heard a shot.
1 shot for all 3 victims.
Then, a Raymond star on our set.
I'm Doris Roberts with Raymond Secrets for ET viewers only.
a friend star's marriage, and what Courtney Cox Arquette told In Style about Jennifer. Then, Princess Diana's butler, what he's revealing now to 2020.
I've been doing it for years.
Plus, we go one-on-one with George Clooney and Hollywood's latest baby boom. That's Monday.
Celebrating an E.T. star-style birthday on Saturday, Martha Plimpton turns 32. Lisa Bonet is 35. David Leisure is 52.
Blowing out candles on Sunday, Daisy Fuentes is 36. Sophie Marceau is also 36. Ruth Hall is 42. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio is 44. And which taxi star once worked as a hairdresser? That's Louis De Palma himself. Danny DeVito celebrates number 58.
For more details on Hollywood's headlines and scandals, and for all the latest Hollywood news, click onto our ET website 24 hours a day.
We leave you now with a preview of next weekend's Entertainment Tonight when we uncover more Hollywood scandals. Take care.
Bye-bye.
She grabbed my hand, and with her elbow, she pinned me against her limo and said, "You've been hunting me for 3 months now." I believe Jackie loved being photographed by me.
When did you know I was the final one, Larry?
When you think you have arthritis, it better be the final one because there's nothing left. Having her is like, we're like one. I never had that.
I mentioned that I put armed security people at my home. Right. And made everybody aware again at NBC.
The helicopter just dropped suddenly, and then bam, we crashed. The helicopter just started rolling down this mountainside, a snowy mountainside, over and over and over, and we just kept tumbling for what seemed like an eternity. One of the things you're thinking is the blade, and that you're going to get, chopped.
It was her older sister's bike, but I made sure for her it ran like new. Now it's her first car, and although it's not brand new, I know the same attention went into making it feel like it was.
All quality check certified pre-owned Fords come with a 115-point inspection, 24-hour roadside assistance, and a 6-year warranty. And now, get 4.9 financing on select models.
So just like that, she's gone from 2 wheels to 4.
My wish for you, sweet happy life. May all your sorrows be gone and your heart begin to sing. And if a wish can make it be, I wish you spend every day of your happy life with me. Sweet happy life.
Always on the cutting edge of technology. That's Car Toys. The latest innovations at your fingertips, making waves with the hottest new names in car audio, including XM satellite radio, 100 channels of music, news, sports, and talk you can take coast to coast. Beyond AM, beyond FM, there's XM. At Car Toys, you can add XM to any car stereo for only $199. Car Toys, the road of life has never sounded better.
The Willamette River, mighty, majestic, and polluted. Wilsonville gets their water directly from the Willamette River. But what's in it? Monday, and only on 6 Investigation, we put their tap water to the test and compare our findings to water from the Bull Run Reservoir and the bottled H2O you find in your supermarket. Does Oregon have a drinking problem? You might be surprised as we go testing the waters. Monday on KOIN 6 News at 6. Complete, clear local news coverage.
Families all over Portland have found the new 104.1, The Fish.
The Fish plays positive and uplifting music that encourages your family, and you won't have to worry about hearing offensive lyrics.
Safe for the whole family. Today's Christian music, you gotta try it. The new 104.1, The Fish.
I'm a food truck man, that's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries, I don't compromise.
Ford Truck Month is going on now, and you can get 0% financing or $2,000 cash back on Ford Explorer, America's best-selling SUV of all time. Or get 0% financing or $2,000 cash back on Ford Ranger, the best-selling compact pickup for the last 15 years. During Ford Truck